I recently had a lesson with Jeff from Tucson, Arizona. He's a big, strong guy. Matter of fact, he just retired, but he was hitting his driver all over the map. Well, that was until I gave him my Arnold Palmer finish drill, and we talked about his tempo. So we talked about three things. What is tempo? We gave him some drills there, the Arnold Palmer drill. And we also talked about, he was leaking the driver a little bit to the right, so I gave him a little drill to help him turn that ball over. So I'm hoping this video helps you. What is tempo? All right, because when people are hitting their drives in any club kind of all over the map, typically it's because their tempo is bad. If they're hitting like always hooking or always slicing, that's more fundamental to their golf swing. But when they're hitting it left and they're hitting it right, tempo is bad. Now, tempo isn't just swing speed. So think about it for a second. Think of two great players, Lanny Watkins and Ernie Els. Two all-time greats, Hall of Famer style players, completely different tempos. One, Lanny was kind of short and quick and kind of had a little whip in there. Ernie, longer and slower, but they both hit the golf ball long ways, but they had completely different tempos. All right, so the first thing is to understand what is tempo. Tempo is the rate at, not that you necessarily swing the club, but it's the rate at which you have your transition or your change. What Jeff was doing is he had a great backswing, but at the top he got really quick and really jerky, which just simply didn't match his swing speed. So I gave him the Arnold Palmer finish. If you've watched any golf, you know that Arnold Palmer, he had this fantastic finish. When he finished the swing, the hands were kind of high and the club was up here like this. So what I did is I said, all right, Jeff, here's what I want you to do. Just hit a shot, and when you finish, just hold the finish where the handle is nice and high and away from your shoulder. Let me go ahead and demonstrate it, all right? We're set in there. Okay, see the finish? Nick, did you get that one? Because I hit that one pretty good. All right, Nick got it. Nick gave us a thumbs up. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to the channel here. But you could see that when I finished, the handle was up and away from the shoulder. Now, why does that work and why might you try that? Well, believe it or not, is that when the handle finishes high and away from your shoulder, it changes what happens right down here in the impact zone. Okay, so when Jeff's situation, he was good here, but he was getting super quick, pulling the handle and dragging it through, which was causing all those shots. But by just simply having him finish with the handle up and away, he immediately started seeing better results. So when you're looking at the shaft in your driver, don't just be thinking about stiff or regular based on how fast you swing. You got to think about your tempo. Remember Ernie? Remember Lanny Watkins? It's one of the reasons why in the MaxVert 2, we had the technology we call adaptive shaft technology, meaning it adapts to your release in the way that you release the golf club. Because like I said, some guys are really quick in the transition. Some guys are longer and smoother. There's no right or wrong. Lanny's great, Ernie's great, but you gotta find one that works well for you. What if though you're kind of leaking it a little bit? Because Jeff had a tendency to kind of just leak them to the right a little bit. So I gave him what we call the lay it over feel. The club face right here, MaxVert 2, when I swing it, I said, all right, Jeff, I want you to feel like the club face lays over. Everybody see that? So it's here and it's laying over. So when that club face lays over, it rotates into more of a square to then close position. And when I combo that with the Arnold Palmer finish, all of a sudden, boom, the light bulb went off and Jeff started hitting these huge, high, long draws and finding the center face. So let me go ahead and tie this together. So here we go. I'm going to Arnold Palmer finish, lay it over a little bit. Oh my gosh. Nick, tell me you got that one. This club is hot. That thing launched. Now that I've got your tempo improved, check out my next video. And if you want to personally work with us on your golf game, check out vlscoaching.com.